Chosen one, you've felt it, haven't you? The struggles, the growth, the transformation, it's all come full circle. You are ready now. But do you know what comes next? Let's find out. Have you felt a shift lately? Like everything you've been through is finally starting to make sense? Like all the trials, the heartaches, and the lessons weren't just random. They were part of a greater plan? That's because they were. Chosen one, your spiritual transformation is complete. You've walked through the fire, you've faced your shadows, and now you stand as someone entirely new. You've become who you were always meant to be. But here's the question. What's next? How do you step into this new version of yourself and live out the divine purpose that has been waiting for you all along? In this video, we're going to uncover what this transformation means for you. We'll reflect on the journey that brought you here, explore the signs that your transformation is complete, and talk about how to embrace your new role as a guide and leader for others. This is your moment. If you're ready to claim it, like this video and comment 77 below to declare that you are stepping into your destiny. Stay with me because by the end, you'll understand exactly what this transformation means for your future and how to move forward as the chosen one you were always meant to be. Let's start at the beginning. The journey of transformation that shaped you into who you are today. The journey of transformation. Transformation is never easy. It's the kind of process that shakes you to your core, breaking you down before it builds you back up. If you're watching this right now, it's because you've walked that path, haven't you? You've felt the weight of the trials, the moments when life felt like it was crumbling around you, the nights when sleep escaped you because your heart was heavy with questions, with doubts, with pain. You've faced rejection that cut deeper than words can express, betrayal that left you questioning the trust you placed in others, and losses that felt almost unbearable. But here's the truth that might have been hard to see in the midst of it all. None of it was random. Every single step of your journey, every single tear you shed, was leading you to this moment. The pain, the struggles, they were never meant to break you. They were meant to refine you, to strip away everything that wasn't meant to come with you into this new version of yourself. Think about it like this: gold in its raw form isn't much to look at. It's dull, rough, and mixed with impurities. But when it's placed in the fire, something incredible happens. The heat burns away everything that doesn't belong, leaving behind a metal so radiant it reflects light. You are that gold. Every trial, every heartbreak, every challenge has been part of your refining process. The fire you've walked through wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to prepare you, to reveal the brilliance within you that was always meant to shine. Perhaps the most powerful metaphor for transformation is found in the life cycle of a butterfly. The caterpillar doesn't simply grow wings and take off. First, it has to retreat into the darkness of the cocoon. In that hidden place, it undergoes a complete metamorphosis. Its old form is broken down entirely, reduced to nothing but potential, and then it's rebuilt into something entirely new. It's not an easy process. It's messy, it's painful, and it requires total surrender. The caterpillar has no idea what's happening. It simply trusts the process. But without that transformation, it could never fly. It could never fulfill the purpose it was created for. And the same is true for you. The trials you've endured weren't there to punish you. They were there to prepare you. They were your cocoon, the space where you were broken down so that you could be rebuilt into the person you were always meant to become. Even in the Bible, transformation is a recurring theme, a reminder that this process is not new, that it is part of the divine design. In Romans 12 verse 2, Paul writes, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." This transformation isn't just about changing your thoughts. It's about becoming a new creation entirely. It's about letting go of the old ways of thinking, the old habits, the old fears, and stepping into a life that is fully aligned with God's purpose. Transformation isn't just about survival, it's about growth. It's about shedding the layers of who you used to be and stepping boldly into the fullness of who God created you to be. Think of Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own brothers. What could have seemed like a cruel twist of fate was actually part of a larger plan. Joseph's journey took him through betrayal, imprisonment, and years of uncertainty. But in the end, it was those very experiences that prepared him to become a leader, to save countless lives during a famine, and to fulfill the purpose God had placed on his life. Genesis 50 verse 20 captures this perfectly. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good. What felt like the end for Joseph was actually the beginning of something greater. Your story is no different. The trials you faced may have felt unfair, even unbearable at times, but they've been working together to prepare you for the purpose God has for you. Transformation often comes with a sense of isolation. Like the caterpillar in its cocoon, you may have felt cut off from the world, as if no one could truly understand what you were going through. You may have lost friends along the way, people who couldn't see the changes happening within you or who were uncomfortable with the new direction your life was taking. But that isolation wasn't a punishment. It was part of your preparation. Sometimes, God removes people and situations from your life not to harm you, but to protect you, to create space for the new blessings that are on their way. Psalm 46 verse 10 reminds us, "Be still, and know that I am God." In the stillness, in the moments when everything seemed to stop, God was working. He was shaping you, strengthening you, and aligning you with your purpose. Transformation also requires letting go, and that's one of the hardest parts of the journey. Letting go of old ways of thinking, old habits, and even old versions of yourself can feel like a loss. But it's in the letting go that you create space for what's new. Imagine holding onto a handful of sand. The tighter you grip it, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you open your hand, when you release the sand, you create space for something greater. Transformation is about learning to release what no longer serves you so that you can receive what God has prepared for you. This journey hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. The trials you've faced have given you strength. The losses you've endured have taught you resilience. The moments when you felt like giving up have deepened your faith. You are not the same person you were when this journey began. You've grown, evolved, and become someone new. Someone stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose. You've been through the fire, and you've come out refined, like gold that shines even brighter because of the heat it endured. If you've felt this transformation in your life, if you've walked through the fire and come out stronger, comment refined below. You're not who you used to be, and that's exactly the point. But how do you know that this process is complete? How do you recognize that you've stepped fully into this new version of yourself? Let's explore the signs in the next section. Stay with me, your journey is just beginning. Recognizing your readiness. Recognizing that your spiritual transformation is complete is a deeply personal and often subtle experience. It doesn't always arrive with fanfare or dramatic signs from the heavens. More often, it feels like a quiet but profound shift within you. A sense that something has fundamentally changed. It's like waking up one day and realizing that the weight you've been carrying for so long is no longer there. The things that used to trigger you, that used to shake your peace or stir up chaos in your mind, suddenly feel distant, almost irrelevant. This isn't because your circumstances have necessarily changed, but because you have changed. The inner storms that once raged within you have calmed, and what's left is a sense of peace that surpasses understanding. One of the clearest signs of readiness is this newfound peace. It's not the kind of peace that depends on external circumstances, but the kind that comes from within, from your connection to something greater. This peace allows you to stand firm in situations that would have once overwhelmed you. It's not that life stops being challenging, challenges will always come, but you've developed a resilience, a sense of inner strength that allows you to face them with grace. Philippians 4 verse 7 describes this peace as the peace of God, which passeth all understanding. It's a peace that doesn't make sense to the world, but it makes perfect sense to your spirit. It's a sign that the lessons you've learned on your journey have taken root and are now bearing fruit. Another sign of readiness is clarity. There was likely a time in your journey when everything felt confusing, when you questioned your path, your purpose, and even your identity. But as your transformation nears completion, that confusion begins to fade. It's not that you suddenly have all the answers. Life is still full of mystery, but you no longer feel lost. You've developed a trust in God's plan that allows you to move forward with confidence, even when the details are unclear. It's like walking through a fog and finally seeing the faint outline of the road ahead. The path may not be fully illuminated, but you know it's there, and you trust that each step will bring more light. This clarity doesn't come from external validation or worldly success. It comes from within, from the quiet voice of the Creator guiding you. You may also notice changes in the people and opportunities that are showing up in your life. As your energy shifts, the world around you begins to reflect that transformation. People who are aligned with your purpose, who support your growth and resonate with your spirit, start to appear seemingly out of nowhere. At the same time, those who are no longer in alignment with your journey may begin to fade away. This can be a bittersweet process. Losing relationships, even ones that no longer serve you, can be painful. But it's also a sign of progress, a reflection of the spiritual law that says, as within, so without. The changes happening within you are creating shifts in your external reality, aligning you with the people, opportunities, and circumstances that will support your next chapter. This shift in relationships and opportunities isn't a coincidence. It's part of the divine plan. Proverbs 16 verse 9 reminds us, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps." As you step into alignment with your purpose, God orchestrates the details of your life in ways that you couldn't have planned or predicted. Doors that were once closed begin to open, while others close to protect you from paths that are no longer meant for you. This divine orchestration is a sign that you are ready, that you've reached a point in your journey where you can step fully into your purpose. Another subtle but profound sign of readiness is the shift in how you view yourself. There was likely a time when you doubted your worth, when you questioned whether you were enough. But as your transformation completes, those doubts begin to dissolve. You start to see yourself not through the lens of the world, but through the eyes of the Creator. You recognize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that your gifts, your experiences, and even your struggles have all been part of a divine design. This newfound sense of self-worth isn't about ego. It's about embracing your identity as a child of God, someone who is deeply loved and uniquely equipped for a purpose. This shift in self-perception often comes with a sense of empowerment. You realize that you are no longer defined by your past, by the mistakes you've made or the pain you've endured. Instead, you see your past as part of your story, a testament to the resilience and grace that have brought you to this point. You understand that your scars are not signs of weakness, but of strength. They are reminders of what you've overcome and proof of the transformation that has taken place within you. Another hallmark of readiness is a heightened sense of gratitude. As you reflect on your journey, you begin to see the beauty even in the difficult moments. You recognize that the challenges you faced were not obstacles, but stepping stones. The people who hurt you, the situations that tested you, the seasons of waiting and uncertainty, they all played a role in shaping you into who you are today. This gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it transforms it. It allows you to look back on your journey with a sense of purpose, knowing that nothing was wasted. One of the most powerful signs of readiness is the sense of responsibility that comes with it. You realize that your transformation wasn't just for you. It was for the people you're meant to impact, the lives you're meant to touch. Your journey has equipped you with wisdom, compassion, and a light that is desperately needed in the world. You understand that you've been given these gifts not to keep to yourself, but to share. You feel a stirring in your spirit, a call to step into your role as a guide, a leader, a beacon of hope for others who are still navigating their own journeys. As you recognize these signs in your life, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You are not the same person you were when this journey began. You've grown, evolved, and become someone entirely new. The fact that you're here, that you're feeling this shift, is proof that your transformation is complete. You are ready not because you've reached some arbitrary standard of perfection, but because you've embraced who you truly are. You've aligned yourself with God's purpose, and now the path ahead is clear. If you see these signs in your own life, if you feel that sense of peace, clarity, and readiness, comment "ready" below to declare that you are stepping into this new chapter. But recognizing your readiness is just the beginning. How do you step into your divine purpose and embrace the role you've been called to? Let's explore that in the next section. Stay with me, your journey is just beginning. We've reflected on your journey and identified the signs that your transformation is complete. But knowing you're ready is only the beginning. What does it mean to embrace your divine purpose? And what responsibilities come with being a chosen one? Stay with me because the answers are coming. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and click the super thanks button to support this message of awakening. Embracing your divine purpose means stepping into the fullness of who you are, acknowledging the unique light and mission that God has placed within you, and boldly living it out. This is not about striving for perfection, nor is it about following a predetermined script set by the world. It's about alignment, aligning your heart, your actions, and your spirit with the Creator's will for your life. Your purpose is as unique as your fingerprints. No one else can fulfill the role you were specifically designed for. No one else can carry the light you've been entrusted with. This is why embracing your purpose isn't optional. It's essential not just for you, but for the lives you're meant to impact. Think about Esther. She didn't ask to be a queen, nor did she seek the monumental responsibility that came with her position. Yet, through a series of circumstances, both challenging and divine, she found herself in a place of influence, a place where her decisions could alter the fate of an entire people. When her moment came, she could have hesitated. She could have allowed fear to dictate her actions, or she could have convinced herself that someone else would step in. But she didn't. She embraced her role, recognizing that she had been placed in her position for such a time as this. Esther 4 verse 14. Her story is a powerful reminder that purpose is not about convenience or personal comfort. It's about stepping up when the time is right, even when the stakes are high. Your life may not resemble Esther's on the surface, but her story mirrors your own journey. Like Esther, you didn't choose your purpose. It chose you. Every experience you've had, every trial you've endured, has been shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for this exact moment. The struggles that once felt like setbacks were actually setups for something greater. The gifts that set you apart, the qualities that make you unique, are not random. They were woven into your being for a reason. Embracing your divine purpose means saying yes to this calling, even when it feels daunting, even when you don't have all the answers, and even when the path ahead seems unclear. Stepping into your purpose also requires trust. Trust in God, who placed this purpose within you. Trust in the process that brought you here. And trust in yourself, knowing that you are equipped to fulfill your mission, even if you don't feel ready. In Jeremiah 1 verse 5, God says, "Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations." This verse speaks to the intentionality behind your existence. You were known, chosen, and set apart before you were even born. Your purpose is not an accident. It is part of a divine design that has been unfolding since the beginning of time. One of the most challenging aspects of embracing your purpose is overcoming the fear that often comes with it. Purpose is rarely comfortable. It asks you to stretch beyond your limits, to take risks, and to trust in things you cannot see. You may feel unqualified, unsure, or even overwhelmed by the weight of your calling. But remember this: God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Consider Moses, who doubted his ability to lead the Israelites out of Egypt because of his speech impediment. Yet, God reassured him, saying, "I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say." Exodus 4 verse 12. Moses wasn't perfect, but he was willing, and that willingness was all God needed to work through him. Embracing your purpose also means letting go of comparison. It's easy to look at others and wonder why their journey seems easier or their gifts seem more significant. But comparison is a distraction, and it will only pull you away from your unique mission. Your purpose isn't meant to look like anyone else's. You were designed to shine in your own way, to bring your own light into the world. Think of a symphony. Each instrument plays a different role, but together, they create something beautiful. Your purpose is your instrument, and the world needs the sound only you can produce. One of the most profound realizations that comes with embracing your purpose is understanding that it's not just about you. Your purpose is deeply personal, but it is also inherently communal. The gifts you carry, the light you shine, and the mission you fulfill are meant to impact others. You are a vessel through which God's love, truth, and healing flow into the world. This is both a privilege and a responsibility. In Matthew 5 verse 16, Jesus says, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Your light is not just for your benefit. It is a reflection of God's glory, meant to inspire, uplift, and guide those around you. Embracing your divine purpose also requires patience. The process of living out your calling doesn't happen overnight. There will be seasons of waiting, seasons of preparation, and seasons of growth. These moments can feel frustrating, especially when you're eager to step fully into your role. But just as a seed needs time to grow into a tree, your purpose needs time to unfold. Trust in the timing, knowing that God's plan is perfect, even when it doesn't match your expectations. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 reminds us, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." Your time will come, and when it does, you will be ready. Embracing your purpose also means being willing to take action. Faith without works is dead. James 2 verse 26. It's not enough to know your purpose, you have to live it. This might mean stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, or making changes in your life to align with your mission. It might mean saying no to things that no longer serve you or saying yes to opportunities that scare you. Living your purpose is an active process, one that requires courage, commitment, and faith. As you step into your purpose, you will begin to see the ripple effects of your actions. Your light will inspire others to discover their own. Your words, your kindness, your courage will plant seeds in the hearts of those around you. You may not always see the impact you're making, but trust that it is there. Just as a single candle can light a room, your purpose has the power to bring light to places that desperately need it. If you're ready to step into your purpose, to embrace the mission that God has placed within you, comment "purpose" below. This is your time. You have been prepared, refined, and called for such a time as this. But what does it mean to lead as a chosen one? Let's explore that now. Stay with me because your journey is far from over. This is only the beginning. Being awakened comes with profound responsibilities. As a chosen one, your journey doesn't end with your own awakening. It begins there. The light you carry, the wisdom you've gained, and the transformation you've undergone were never meant for you alone. You've been entrusted with these gifts not just to walk your own path, but to help others find theirs. This calling may feel weighty, even overwhelming at times, but it is also deeply sacred. Your light is not merely a source of personal empowerment. It is a lifeline for those who are still lost in the darkness, searching for meaning, hope, and truth. Imagine yourself as a lantern in the middle of a dense forest. Those around you may not know the way. They may feel disoriented and afraid, but your light becomes their guide. It doesn't eliminate their journey. They still have to walk their own path, but it illuminates the way forward, offering reassurance that they are not alone. This is the responsibility of the awakened, to be that steady light in a world that so often feels shadowed by confusion and despair. This light isn't just for you to keep safe. It's for you to share, to multiply, to pass on so that others may find their own. One of the core responsibilities of the awakened is to be a source of hope. Many people are struggling not because they lack potential, but because they lack belief in themselves, in others, in a higher purpose. They've been battered by life, weighed down by disappointments, and numbed by the systems of the world that seek to keep them in darkness. Your journey, your growth, and your transformation are living proof that change is possible, that healing is real, and that there is a divine purpose even in the midst of pain. When you share your story, your challenges, your victories, and your ongoing journey, you offer others a glimpse of what's possible. You remind them that no matter how dark their situation may seem, there is a way forward, a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're ready to embrace your role as a guide, to let your light shine and help others discover their own, comment "guide" below. This is your time to lead, not from a place of perfection, but from a place of authenticity, compassion, and faith. But what's next for you on this journey? Let's explore that in the final section, where we'll uncover what lies ahead for a fully awakened chosen one. Stay with me, your journey is far from over, and the best is yet to come. We've talked about your transformation, your readiness, and your purpose. But what comes next for you as a fully awakened chosen one? Stay with me, because this final revelation will prepare you for the road ahead. Now that your transformation is complete, you are standing at the threshold of a new chapter. A chapter that will demand everything you've learned, everything you've become, and everything you've been created to be. This is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of an even greater one. You've been through the fire, you've been refined, and now it's time to expand. Expansion is about stepping into spaces you never imagined you'd occupy, building relationships you never thought were possible, and growing in ways that will not only elevate your life, but also impact the lives of those around you. The next phase of your journey is about fulfillment, fulfilling your purpose, walking boldly in your calling, and embracing the mission that God has prepared for you. This new chapter will bring opportunities that you couldn't have planned, doors that only God could open. These opportunities may appear as sudden breakthroughs, unexpected connections, or moments of clarity that lead you to places you never envisioned for yourself. It's as if all the pieces of your life, the good, the bad, the painful, and the joyful, are now being woven together into a tapestry that reveals the bigger picture. This is what happens when you align yourself with God's purpose. Romans 8 verse 28 assures us, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." The trials you've endured, the lessons you've learned, and the growth you've experienced were not random. They were all part of preparing you for this season of expansion. But with these blessings come new challenges. Expansion requires faith, because stepping into something new often means stepping out of your comfort zone. The spaces God is calling you into may feel unfamiliar, even intimidating. You may face doubts. Am I really ready for this? Do I have what it takes? But remember this, God doesn't bring you to a door unless he's also equipped you to walk through it. Your transformation has prepared you for what's next, even if you don't fully see it yet. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6 reminds us to trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Trust is your anchor as you navigate this season of growth. When fear or uncertainty tries to creep in, remind yourself that you are walking in divine alignment and that God's plan for you is greater than anything you could imagine. This phase of your journey is also a time of service. Your transformation was never meant to end with you. It was meant to ripple outward, touching the lives of those around you. As a chosen one, your mission is not just to rise, but to lift others as you do. Your light, your story, and your example are tools that God will use to inspire, heal, and guide others who are still searching for their own path. In Matthew 10 verse 8, Jesus instructs his disciples, "Freely ye have received, freely give." You've been given so much wisdom, resilience, clarity, and now it's time to pour those blessings into others. This doesn't mean taking on the responsibility of fixing anyone else's journey. It means being a guide, a source of encouragement and hope, and a reminder that transformation is possible. But serving others isn't always easy. Your light will inspire some, but it will also challenge others. Not everyone will be ready to embrace the truth you carry, and some may even resist or criticize you. This is where patience and compassion become essential. Remember, you were once in a place of searching, of wrestling with your own doubts and fears. Extend the same grace to others that you were shown during your journey. Your role is not to force anyone to change. It's to create space for transformation, to plant seeds of hope, and to trust that God will water them in his timing. As you step into this next phase, you may notice that your relationships continue to shift. Just as your transformation brought people into your life who were aligned with your growth, it may also distance you from those who are no longer in alignment. This can be painful, but it's also necessary. God is pruning your life, removing what no longer serves you so that you can bear more fruit. John 15 verse 2 says, "Every branch in me that beareth not fruit he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit." Trust this process even when it feels difficult. The relationships that are meant to stay will grow stronger, and new connections will form that support your purpose. Chosen one, everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment. Your transformation is complete, and you are ready to step into your divine purpose. This is your time to shine, to lead, and to make a difference in the world. If this message resonates with you, subscribe, share this video and like it. And comment, "I am chosen," below to declare your readiness. Your journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come.